Welcome to Swing and a Miss, a baseball podcast.
Where our obnoxious opinions are backed up by our cherry-pick stats.
I lost my voice cheering for Ronnie.
I guess I'm the anchor arms today.
I've got the conch. It's my turn to speak.
Nothing.
Thanks for tuning in.
It's the boys from Minnesota back at it again. Hot takes from Nels, Tyler, Josh, and Ben. From the first batter up to the safe clinchy pitch. Get up out your seats, it's Swing and a Miss.
Welcome into episode 29 of Swing and a Miss. I am your host, Smokey the Bear. Thank you, everybody, for being here.
you can prevent forest fires.
I do apologize in advance for the way I sound. If you tune in to hear me, and why would you, go ahead and tune out now. Actually, you'll hear me the least on this episode of anyone that we've done.
Yay.
Yay.
It's going to be our highest listenership.
Hey, kids, gravel makes an inferior beverage. Pick something else.
That's true. Never do that. It was a dare, and I got paid $8. Okay, so before we dive into the NL and the AL East, we want to remind everybody of our upcoming live shows, April 4th, which is in just under 2 weeks.
Yeah. A fortnight.
A fortnight. April 4th at Urban Forage Winery and Cider House at 1 p.m. That'll be in Minneapolis. May 16th, we'll be up at Bent Paddle Brewing at 1 o'clock. That is in Duluth. And June 14th, we'll be at Wandering Leaf Brewing Company at noon. So we hope that everyone can make it out to at least one. If not, send us money because we really need to buy things.
Yeah, all the human monies. Please send it.
Yeah, well, alien monies too. I mean, we can probably convert that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Conversion rate's not
It
great
rains
right now,
diamonds on Saturn or something.
Also,
so send that.
I was at the barbershop earlier this week, and a guy paid
For what?
for his haircut with... You know what, Nels? You know what? That's a bit of unkindness that I just didn't need right now.
No,
okay?
it's
And
funny
who
because
are you to talk
Because
about
Nels doesn't
it?
even know what a barber is.
That's bald on bald crime.
I haven't been to a barber in like 25 years.
I have children with hair.
Oh, that's a good point.
And one of the fellows paid for his haircut with 4 jars of pickles. So we'll
okay.
also accept the barter system.
Is that a real thing?
Yes, 100%.
Oh, I would cut hair for 4
I was gonna
jars
say,
of pickles.
You can pay us in pickles. That's fine.
Josh will do almost anything for 4 jars.
Yeah, I can't promise it'll be any good, but I'll do it for 4 jars of pickles.
The pickles will be, though.
Even if they're not, it's still worth it.
Is it the same if they're bread and butter?
No.
Okay.
Those go out to the Mars or wherever we're mining diamonds from anyway.
Saturn,
I will
think.
eat
Saturn.
I will eat all your bread and butter pickles.
Yeah, go
Ugh.
for it. You can have every
Gross.
one of them.
All right. So number 1.
New Year's resolutions.
Yeah.
We got to get into it.
Yep.
I did not this time tell anybody I love them at the end of a phone call I didn't expect to. So I'm 0 for...
That's my resolution.
Yeah, that's
and I
his
have also
resolution.
not
You're
done that.
carrying groceries or something.
Sorry. No, I wanted to update you because the last time we met, I did do it.
Yes.
And I made it a conscious effort not to do it again.
Thank you for adhering to my New Year's resolution.
Yes,
I've
I
also
know.
not wished anyone and I love you.
I have not been grocery shopping since the last recording, so I didn't have to worry about mine.
Yeah, when you're just eating gravel, like that's all the
That's true.
sustenance you need.
It's very easy to get nowadays in Minnesota.
I have found the agency of which to write Dave Bautista a letter and request some sort of interaction with him
A
via
letter or an email?
No, a letter. Like you can send fan mail to him.
Yeah.
He's going to think you're an 8-year-old.
Hey, guess
well,
what?
probably.
Hey,
He's only going to think that if you make it with glue letters and glitter.
Is the resolution to get communication with Dave Bautista or to be an adult and get communication with Dave Bautista?
I think the resolution was to befriend him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't see be an adult
Right.
as part of this at all.
I'm going to
So
write the letter with
he's
my left hand so it looks like an 8-year-old wrote it.
Oh, you can write it with your right hand and it'll look like an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
wrote it.
No, that's
I
if
do.
I write it
On
with
the
my
next
right
episode,
hand.
Nels catfishes Dave Bautista.
So that's the strategy now. We're going old school carrier pigeon.
When does the letter go out?
I need to concoct the letter.
He's still working on the ransom note.
It's tough to have AI write it in handwritten.
I do. I need to get enough magazines
AI
with
can't
different
cut
fonts to cut all the letters out.
Write in the cipher, just go full.
I will.
He's only halfway through his old Playboys.
I'll send him a decoder ring so he can figure out what I'm actually saying.
Old Cracker Jack box.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, Josh.
No.
Who haven't we hit yet?
Basketball?
We started with basketball, I think.
Did we? Well, it's fine. It's March Madness season.
It's true. What rival do you want to say something
Let's
nice
say
about?
something nice about
None.
Michigan State.
I was going to think Michigan
Did we
State.
do that last time?
No.
Oh, okay. Let's do it this time.
Yeah.
Something very nice about Michigan State.
And don't say they're
Michigan
still in the tournament.
State basketball specifically.
Tom Izzo will be in the Hall of Fame. That's a pretty good thing. 27 straight March Madness appearances,
Try
which is a
again.
record.
I think
So-
that's something nice about Tom Izzo. Now let's try something nice about Michigan State.
They've made 27 straight tournaments, which is incredible.
That's just a fact. That's
Yeah,
not something
that is a-
nice.
that
That's
a
a nice
fact.
thing.
It's like you're a fortune cookie right now, and you're not telling me anything about my future. You're just telling me that I'm witty.
I can
know
tell you
I'm
about
witty.
their future. They're not winning.
Nice. It's time for nice, Josh.
Nice.
All right.
Will they beat UConn?
Yes, I actually do think they will.
Okay, that's nice.
So
That's
Josh
nice.
is cheering for Michigan State.
I didn't say that. I just said that I think
You are cheering.
I
for
think Michigan State beats UConn
You heard it here first.
and then lose by 30 to Duke.
Can you explain to me why Michigan State is in the East bracket and Michigan's in the Midwest bracket?
This is not
Yeah,
his New
because it
Year's
has
resolution.
absolutely nothing to do with where they're actually located. It has to do with where the host site for the Sweet 16 and Elite 8 games are. And when you're a 1 seed, depending on if you're the top 1 seed,
Why did you do this?
you get your preference
Why did
of
you do
region.
this?
Where's the
going
buzzer?
down.
Where's the buzzer?
Why did you?
So Duke took the East and Michigan took the Midwest, and all the rest fills in from there.
Okay. Thank
And
you.
this was the technical aspects of the NCAA tournament starring Josh.
I do pay attention to more than just baseball.
Swish and a miss.
So anyhow,
Airball.
we since the last time we all met up, the WBC has wrapped up. Their host city was Miami, and let me tell you something. Miami came out.
They have baseball fans there.
So many baseball
a
fans
lot
that
of
love
fans.
baseball.
Turns out, if you don't have cheap owners who don't want to spend on anything and actually put entertaining product on the field, they'll show up.
You mean Connor Norby isn't going to sell tickets?
Hey. No.
Norbit?
No, Norby.
Oh, Norby, not Norbit.
No,
We'll talk about him shortly.
Okay,
sure.
great.
Probably.
But yeah, so to kind of recap, I'll go through the 2 semifinal games and the championship to keep it kind of brief because we have a little bit of a longer time today because we had some wonderful guests that we'll get to in a minute. So semifinals, USA versus Dominican Republic, 2 of the most potent lineups ever put together on paper. 2 offenses that can absolutely mash. Whole bunch of future Hall of Famers on it. That ended in a nice crisp 2-1 score.
Banger of a game.
It was, but not high scoring. Paul Skeens is who we thought he is. I mean, absolutely dominated an incredible Dominican lineup. I mean, the pitching was just the whole story. Junior Caminero did get one monster bomb, and I'll tell you what, he's looking like he's going to be real good. We'll talk about him a little later too. And then the U.S. got a couple home runs of some young stars of their own, and Gunnar Henderson and Roman Anthony, and that was it. 3 solo home runs, and other than that, the pitching pretty much dominated. Then on the other side of the bracket, we had Venezuela and Italy. Italy making their first ever semifinals appearance.
You mean the second U.S. team?
Italia, yeah, the Italian Americans, who, to their credit, Captain Vidi Pasquantino has said on multiple occasions that he hopes that this is a really good sign for the future of Italian baseball. And in a couple of these World Baseball Classics, we'll see an Italy team full of people born
Actual
in Italy.
Italians.
Yeah, actually born in Italy, because it'll help boost the sport. And I think that their run really did invigorate baseball fans in Italy. I was listening to several different things, and they're like, yeah, it's so weird. Baseball is taking over Italy. Like, you go into a sports bar and they've got Italy baseball on. Like, the sports shows are talking about baseball. And that's really what the World Baseball Classic is all about. It's about growing the game outside of the countries that we're used to. Granted, the countries that we're used to, Dominican, US, Venezuela, also performed very well, but it's also showcasing that, we can grow this game outside of the sport. Italy, great run, really fun team. They had their espresso machine that they took shots out of every time they hit home runs. But their miracle run was cut short by a spunky Venezuela team looking for their first ever title game appearance.
Hey, about that espresso machine.
Yeah, that espresso machine.
They auctioned that off for a charity for the Southwest Autism Research Foundation. And the bidding has closed. I'm sorry to everyone who thought they were going to be able to get it.
Wait, I can't bid anymore?
Nope, no longer bidding. It just ended.
I think you priced out from the starting price. So
it actually ended about an hour ago. The winning bid was $16,510.
That's an expensive coffee.
It's a fancy Keurig. I think what I want next WBC is for there to be a small Italian man with arm garters who's turning wheels and making steam go in the dugout. So a new version of a clubby where all he does is pull shots.
I like it.
Love it. But yeah, so the Venezuela team ended up winning that game 4-2, led by a home run from one Eugenio Suarez. Ronald Acuna also drove in a run, so that was good for Ben to see, his boy Ronnie. And Michael Garcia continuing to rake through the WBC. So that set up a matchup between the United States looking for their second ever WBC title and Venezuela looking for their first.
Oh, it sounds like it was an offensive explosion.
An offensive explosion that finished 3-2.
Holy!
Yeah. Venezuela got on the board early in the third inning with a sac fly from Michael Garcia.
I like sac fries.
Sac fry. And then Wilyer Abreu hit a home run in the fifth. And that put Venezuela up 2-0. And you'd think, well, with the USA's lineup, that shouldn't last long. We get all the way to the eighth before the U.S. finally breaks through with a few of their 3 total hits for the day. Bryce Harper hits an absolute bomb as everybody starts the "is he washed" conversation. Just absolutely annihilates a baseball to tie it up at 2 in the bottom of the eighth, going into the ninth, where Venezuela had one pitcher left that of any note left in their bullpen. And his manager called and said, "You're not allowed to use him unless it's a save situation." So things looked dicey there for Venezuela as they didn't know who they would go to the ninth in a non-save situation. Enter one Eugenio Suarez again, who after a base hit and a pinch runner, Javier Sinoja, who does not steal a ton of bases, steals second base to get into scoring position. Eugenio Suarez makes true to that stolen base, driving him in for the run.
Can we go to that stolen base for a moment?
Yeah, absolutely.
I still have no idea whether he was safe or out.
It was the closest I've ever seen.
Whatever they called on the field is what was going to be upheld.
Well,
No,
tie goes to the runner. Tie goes to the runner, and it looked like the tag and the base touch were about as simultaneous as you can get.
It was pretty
I'm not saying
simultaneous.
anything other than I watched the replay the first time and I'm like, he is out. And then they watched the replay again. I was like,
From a different angle, and you're like, oh no, his
I think it was
spikes
the
were there.
same. I think it was the same angle.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think it was just like upon second viewing, I'm like, oh, he's safe. And I still am unsure, but yeah.
Yeah, when video replay makes you just as confused as the original, then you stick with what was on the what was called on the field. And yeah, he was safe, and Eugenio Suarez drove him in, which opened the door for Daniel Palencia, closer for the Cubs, to come in, because now it was a save situation. And he did what he did the entire WBC and mowed down the U.S. lineup to deliver Venezuela their first ever WBC title. And even as an American rooting for the U.S., seeing Venezuela win that was everything that you want to see in an international baseball competition. You could see how much this meant to Venezuela. And one of the big knocks on the U.S. team was that they didn't really seem to take this all that seriously throughout the entire tournament. And seeing a team where this meant everything to them come out on top in an incredible game was just it's everything that you wanted to see out of this amazing tournament. And I'm already counting down the days for the next one.
Oh, I'm not doing that, but it was a cool moment. I was happy to see Ronnie win. It was an exciting game. I think Mark DeRosa probably should never manage a World Baseball Classic team again.
Or any team for that matter.
Or any team for that matter.
I don't think Tyler's kids' teams even want him at this point.
No, Cal Raleigh,
he was pretty bad.
who I think he hit some home runs last year. He did not get an at bat in a low scoring game in the final, and that is just malpractice.
Criminal.
Well, especially because you had Will Smith, who was behind the dish, that was getting crossed up left and right. And I don't know how Will Smith grades out defensively generally, but I know that
pretty decently, actually.
Cal Raleigh is better. And it would make sense to have had Cal Raleigh in the game at some point.
But the best catcher on either roster was played that entire game, and that was Salvador Perez. That man kept them. He was the true definition of a captain. His stats weren't the best necessarily, but you could see that they were leaning on him in the way that he absolutely commanded that pitching staff. If you look at the Venezuela pitching numbers and what they did with Salvador behind the plate, he deserves every bit of credit in the world for what he did managing that pitching staff.
So cool tournament, really fun. I had more fun watching it than I thought I would. I know you guys loved it too, and hopefully we got a handful of people out there to give it a try this year. It'll be around in 3 years, so
yeah,
let's set your DVRs now.
Well, let's get on to the next segment of our division previews, and let's start with the NL East. Later on this episode, we're going to have a group of very special guests. Starting off, we're going to have Rob Maraska and Chris Pizzaya of MLB Talk. And then later on, we're going to have Sean Connors for Sorry Advance talking about Philadelphia. Let's get started with the capital city and the Washington Nationals. They had a very poor season. They won 66 games. They lost 96.
Poor in multiple ways.
And they sent off one of their best players in Mackenzie Gore during the offseason. So what are we thinking?
Last place.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's a whole lot to talk about with them.
CJ Abrams and James Wood are going to be very fun to watch. James Wood, he was in the home run derby last year, got a lot of pop in that bat if he can, connect more often than he did last year. CJ Abrams, very dynamic shortstop, a lot of speed, good hitter, good defender. And that's about all I got for you.
Last place, agree.
I'm throwing this. I think that it's going to be a neck and neck battle between them and the Cardinals for worst team in the NL, possibly in the league overall.
Oh, worse than the Rockies.
Oh boy.
Worse than the Rockies.
Oh boy.
Wow.
I think that the Rockies are getting to the point of professional baseball team, whereas I think that the Cardinals and the Nationals are still sitting in Joketown.
So for the record, we think that the Rockies are going to get outsucked. Not that they're getting better, but the other teams are getting worse.
I don't like that phrase, but yes.
I think that the Rockies are getting better, but that's just me.
That's because you're
we'll
excited
see.
about Willie.
We'll see shortly.
We will, because it's opening day week, kids.
Two sleeps. Ben.
Yeah.
I don't even know that I knew this.
Yeah.
The Braves finished in 4th place. I thought it was a different team. It was the Braves. 76 wins.
Yeah.
86 losses.
Yeah.
They didn't lose a lot. They added a lot of players.
Duh.
And then they got some injuries. How you doing, buddy?
I mean,
He's been better.
What is there to say? They're injury riddled right now. Hassan Kim is still out. He's not going to be back until May sometime. Sean Murphy's out again to start the year, probably out until May. Joey Wentz has a torn ACL. He's out for the season. Hurston Waldrop has elbow injury.
Joey Wentz might be addition by subtraction.
They might be, but still could use the body.
Well, let's just say if anything speaks to the injuries here, I'm looking at their depth chart on MLB.com. Their rotation has 11 guys on it. 11 guys in that depth chart for the rotation because who knows who is going to actually pitch.
Oh, like I said, Hurston Waldrop's still out probably until the middle of the season. Spencer Schwellenbach is now out again. That's probably until the middle of the season.
The other Spencer.
Yeah, the Spencer Strider is now on the IL for at least 60 days.
Now it's
for
okay.
a
You
leak
got
strain.
37-year-old Chris Sale, who's been a beacon of health his whole career,
Yeah, no kidding. And
leading the way.
the funny thing about the Braves was I wanted to see J.R. Ritchie make the big club out of spring training, and he didn't. But guess who's going to be on the big club now? Because they're going to need him. They're going to need him.
All I got to say is when your pitching staff has a guy whose last name is Bummer, get ready to be disappointed.
Yeah, nobody wanted to keep him anyway.
Please take care of Mike Yastrzemski for me.
He's going to need to help a lot.
He will. He's a good ball player.
You see, here's the thing: is their offense is pretty good. If they're all if they stay healthy, this offense is very
You
good.
have a lot of like ex-Giants in there.
There's going to be a lot of 11-9 games, 11-10. You know,
Yeah, if they're healthy.
8-7 games. They're going to score a lot. It's just how much do they need to score to win?
11, probably. I mean, I don't have high hopes for this team, especially right out the gate. We'll see what happens. They're not going. I don't think they're going to be worse. They're not going to have a worse
I really
start than
like the
last year.
defense.
The defense is fine. I don't have a problem with the
They have a
defense.
really strong defense.
I have a problem with the starting pitching, which is the biggest hole coming out of last year that they didn't address. I have a problem with their setup guys, which they didn't address. And I have a problem with their closer, which they didn't address.
They did address the
They did
rotation.
address
It's called
the-
having 11 guys.
They did address the closer.
Yeah.
No, they just re-signed a bad closer.
Robert
No,
Suarez.
Robert Suarez.
Robert Suarez.
They're not going to have him close.
Well,
Yes, they will.
I don't think so.
Yes, they will.
You don't bring in Robert Suarez to not close.
It will start being Raciel Iglesias, and then he'll blow a couple of those saves, and then it will be Robert Suarez.
But what did you just say? They're going to start with Raisel Iglesias. I'm saying
Yes.
day one, it will not be Suarez.
And they're going to trade Raciel Iglesias at the deadline.
Fine. Trade him now.
Okay.
He is on an expiring, so
Yep.
Get
that's a
something
name that
for
could
him.
very much move.
So Braves, where do we think that they're going to finish?
Third.
I have him third.
Yeah, third.
I have them third, but now with the Spencer Strider news, I feel that's a very shaky third, and I reserve my right to change my mind.
I wouldn't-
between now
No,
and
lock in now or never.
I wouldn't be shocked if they came in fourth again. I wouldn't be shocked at all.
Well, that would need one of the next teams we're going to talk about to take a step up.
Well, yeah, because then we got the fish.
The fighting fish.
The fish with pitching arms.
Fish with arms.
Yep. They got Marlin. The Marlins finished with 79 wins, 83 losses. They've got Sandy Alcantara, who I actually expect is going to be awesome this season again.
I hope so.
Now that he's like 2 years removed from Tommy John surgery. Yuri Perez. Don't look at Chris Paddock, but he's a pitcher.
Yeah. Twins and Tigers fans alike can close their eyes on that one.
I want Jansen Junk to be a guy just because of the name.
Junk.
It's a great name.
He throws nothing but junk.
I can see the Marlins taking a pretty decent step forward this year. I don't know. Well,
I don't know where the offense is going to come from.
The offense.
Well,
the offense is a little lacking.
You're
And
looking
I
at a
also
lot of
did-
young guys.
Exactly. It's a young player that you do not have a opinion of right now.
May I continue?
No, no gravel voice. You cannot.
You told us to talk over you
Oh,
Yeah.
you're right. Sorry.
specifically.
Go ahead, Ben.
I was just going to say, I actually think that most of the division members this year are going to have increases in wins. So I still have the Marlins in fourth, but I think they're going to have a better record than they did last year.
Really?
Now, granted, I made these predictions prior to the Spencer Strider news. If I had to go back and do it again,
Okay, did he die?
No.
Or is it just an oblique strain and he's out for
he's
a
been
month?
out for an extended period of time every year since
And
23.
oblique strains are tough.
I know, but
He also
he's not blowing out an elbow.
no, but
He could if he rushes back from it.
he has not looked crisp this spring either.
No, he is
Well-
not.
Like so, it would be one thing if he was going just
Nah.
fine and he hit a
Because
hiccup.
he had an oblique strain.
Well, yeah. That might be it.
I call 3 and 4 a coin flip. I have the Braves in third, Marlins in fourth.
I have the Marlins in fourth just because I still believe in the overall roster of the Braves. But you say for the Marlins, where does the offense come from? Agustin Ramirez at catcher looked very solid as a rookie last year. Otto Lopez is very promising. Kyle Stowers has a lot of pop in his bat. Jacob Marcy had a really good stretch for a bit last year as a rookie as well. Owen Casey, who played pretty well for Team Canada in the WBC. You've got the son of Mr. Marlin himself, Griffin Conine. I think that you've got a lot of really young players that, maybe they're not all going to hit at once, and that's probably going to be the problem, is that some of them will go on hot streaks while the others are cold and then flip and nobody gets hot at the same time to drive home lots of wins. But I think that there's a lot of exciting young potential on this team on the offense that if they can all click at the right time, you may see in an Oakland, Sacramento, Las Vegas Athletics style kind of spurt that we saw from them last year, where all of a sudden all these young guys are hitting and you're like, this is actually an exciting offense. I think the Marlins have that potential if they can get them all to kind of click at the same time.
Why hasn't Fanatics made that hat? The OSLVA hat.
The Osala. The Osala.
Osala.
The Marlins they also have 4 players in the top 100 prospects list as well. And they're all in the top 50, actually. So they're 4 in the top 50. So maybe they got some guys coming in who could juice this team up a little bit.
It's one of those things where we're not saying they're going to be good, but they might be exciting. Like, they're a team on the rise.
Okay. I did this once before with the Cardinals, and now I'm going to ask the same question of the Miami Marlins.
Over.
Of the position players, who is the most tenured player on the roster?
Jeff Conine.
Oh boy, hold on.
Stop! You can't look it up on a computer, Josh.
No, I'm looking at their roster.
Excuse me.
Can I look at the roster so I can see who the players are?
No.
Jeff Conine is my answer.
Sandy Alcantara. Oh, position players?
Position players.
Otto Lopez.
Juan Pierre.
Xavier Edwards? He's been around for a while.
He hasn't been there for that long.
Luis Gonzalez.
I believe you are correct with Otto Lopez. Christopher Morel has the most service time, but that is with the Cubs. So
yeah, and a little bit in Tampa. Was he there for a minute?
Yes.
Did you ask a question you didn't know the answer to?
No one likes your sass, Gravel man.
He wants to play trivia with himself.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll get a chance.
So anyway, Marlins fourth, third, fourth, all fours.
I called it a coin flip, but I have them fourth.
So the show's got Braves at 3, Marlins at 4, Nationals at 5.
And for the top of the division, we went to some people that know this a little bit better than we do. We talked to Sean Connors of Sorry in Advance, a Philly sports podcast, and Rob Maraska of NY MLB Talk.
Yeah, let's move across the river and let's talk about your Mets. Like, I'm just taking a look at some notes here, and it looks like the infield is like, oops, all second baseman. That they decided to do. I mean, they shook up absolutely all the apple cart. So lots of big names going out, lots of big names coming in. Is it going to change the outcome? What do you think, Rob?
Well, of course, the way the offseason started had Mets fans in a panic, right? The core guys, Alonso, Nimmo, and Diaz, gone. But let's look at it. They didn't win with that core, right? So something had to happen. David Stearns had to make this team his own team. And once the Mets started to make the moves, they got Polanco and Bichette. When they signed him, then it started to click. Peralta, another move that I loved. I said, well, things are going to be all right. Yes, the infield is crazy, and we're not. We don't know what's gonna happen. You know, first baseman's only played 1 inning at first base in a major league game, right? Bichette, we know how he plays his own position. Now we got to worry about him on third. Simeon, all right, he'll be fine at second base, of course. That's why it was so important for the Mets to keep Brett Beatty, and I'm glad that they didn't trade him. He didn't go on a deal because he's there what McNeil was. And McNeil leaving, by the way, is really nothing because he shot as far as I'm concerned. So the infield is going to be crazy, but they're going to hit. And they're not going to leave as many runners in scoring position as they have been. They really drive you crazy, leaving all these runners in scoring position. Is it going to be hard to replace Alonso's home runs? Yes, definitely is. But like I said, they had to do something. And we'll see. Soto ended up, after that slow start, Soto had his best season yet. So you can't, I'm not worried about Soto. I'm happy. I guess I'm happy about Luis Robert Jr. But I'm very happy that we're going to get to see Carson Bench. I'm glad that he's going to start opening day. Let's see what this kid could do. I think he's going to be awesome. So, there's a lot of things to be happy about. Starting rotation, once they got Peralta, and now I'm happy. Peterson, hopefully he's going to be solid. We'll see what Holmes does. I mean, last year he pitched more innings than he ever pitched. So we don't know how that's going to affect him this year. But hopefully it goes okay. Senga, if he's healthy, I think he's going to have a good year. I think the ghost pitch is going to be back. But his problem is injuries. We know, he's for some reason, some of the Japanese pitchers get hurt a lot. I mean, a lot of pitchers get hurt a lot, but Japanese pitchers get hurt a lot. So we have to see what Senga could do if he could finally have a healthy season. And the bullpen for the Mets. All right, it looks like a Yankee bullpen, Luke Weaver.
Why is that?
I don't know if that's
and Devin Williams. Okay, Devin Williams. Me and Chris talked about this many times last year. His first year in New York started off lousy with the Yankees, right? He was all right towards the end of the year. Am I nervous about him? Yeah, but listen, Stearns likes him. He was his guy in Milwaukee. So I'm going to say let's see what happens. He's not Diaz, obviously. That I think was the biggest blow. I think Diaz signing with the Dodgers, really, I didn't expect it. I thought he was going to re-sign with the Mets. He didn't even give them a chance to up their offer. So he wanted to go to the Dodgers. He felt that his best chance of winning the World Series was with the Dodgers. So that's what it is. Devin Williams, yeah, I'm a little nervous. Chris is happy he's not in the Bronx. Mm-hmm. I don't blame him. But the bullpen, does have me a little nervous. It does. One other starting pitcher, McClain, I'm happy about him. Looked a little shady, a little nervous in the WBC, but I think he's going to be fine. He's got great stuff, and I'm glad that he's starting the season because I think Met fans are gonna be happy with him.
So Edwin Diaz going to the Dodgers, you think that he thought that was his best shot to win a World Series? What gives you that idea? would it be the last 2 years or something like that?
Yeah,
last 8 years.
Yeah, it's crazy what the Dodgers do. They just keep adding on, and then they added Tucker on. Like, who saw that coming? Right. I thought that the Mets were going to sign Tucker, but the Mets came back and stole Boucher from the Phillies, actually. So I'm happy about that. Yeah, Diaz, and plus Diaz's brother pitched for the Dodgers last season, and he had nothing but good things to say about the Dodgers. So that was another thing. But what are you going to do? It happened, and we have to move on. But I am nervous with Devin Williams. I don't know if Alonso, we talked about this a lot. Did Alonso ruin him with that home run or not? Well, I guess we'll see this year.
A sneaky move the Mets made that I liked was trading for Luis Robert Jr. I think a change of scenery will do him good. Playing for the White Sox the last couple of years will just crumble anybody's attitude. So, coming over to a more winning atmosphere, I think we'll see a bounce back. What do you think about that move?
Yeah, I agree. I liked it. I told Chris that on our show when it happened. Listen, the Mets had the pieces to trade. The Mets have a great farm system, and they have a lot of pieces. So I'm glad that they made that move. I think he's going to have a good season. With everyone the Mets have now, I think they really did. The team is turning into a run-producing team, I feel. So I did like that move. I like him. I like him in center field, and getting away, like you said, getting away from the White Sox. I think that's going to do nothing but good things for him.
Yeah, he doesn't have to be the guy here. He can be like the third or fourth guy and be just fine.
It's a perfect change of scenery candidate.
Yeah. I think so.
The thing that I'm going to like about the lineup is it feels like it's going to be a team that is going to try to put the ball in play and prevent balls from getting put in play. I mean, with the exception of Soto, like everyone's going to be a good defender on the team. And, there's going to be a little bit of sketchiness when it comes to Polanco at first. Yeah. But I'll tell you, as a Twins fan, the dude's not going to say anything that's going to endear you, but he is work ethic personified. And so he's one of those guys that, is a person who leads with his actions, not with his words. And I think you will really like him as the season goes on. But I think this team is just going to bang the ball around, and there's not a lot of let up in their lineup. Where there is a little bit of let up is, maybe with an aging Marcus Semien and, depending on what Robert is going to do. But both of those guys can flash the leather. So it's not like they're not pulling their end of the bargain and contributing to the team.
Yeah, I agree. And also we have to see what Alvarez is going to do, because he's another one prone for injuries, right? I'd like to see a healthy Alvarez for the whole season and see what he could do. I'm not that worried about Bichette at third base. I mean, I'm a little worried, of course, but he's there for his bat and he's going to hit. So yeah, I agree with you. They're definitely going to score some runs this season.
All right. So prediction time. What do you think? Where are they finishing within the division?
Okay, well, now that the Braves have another injury with Spencer Strider, I'm gonna give and the Phillies. To me, the Phillies didn't do much, and they're just aging. So I'm gonna have the Mets winning their division, and I was thinking about it, and when the Braves news came in, I'm like, you know what, the Braves are done. So yeah, I'm going to pick the Mets to win the division. Definitely.
Sorry, Ben.
I actually agree with you. I have the Mets winning this division as well.
I have Philly pulling it together one more time with that core. I do think the Mets finish second and grab a wild card though.
Yeah, I'm right there with Nels. I think the rotation of the Phillies is just too big of a strong point, and though their hitters are aging, they've still got some pop. I mean, Schwarber still hit over 50 home runs last year. I think Harper still has enough in the tank. Turner's got enough in the tank. It's going to be a hard team to beat out in the division, but the Mets are still in a solid, I think, top wild card type spot.
And for me, as much as I'd like to see the Phillies finally take it across the line and really make one last charge, and maybe they will in the postseason, but I also have the Mets winning the division. And I think that's a little bit too much with my heart because of the players that they brought on, liking the general type of play that they bring. And then also it's getting rid of some of the guys and just shaking up the vibes of the clubhouse. And so hopefully we don't get a Mets moment this year, and everything stays copacetic.
All right. And we are here with Sean Connors of Sorry in Advance, a Philly Sports podcast. Sean, thank you so much for your time today. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, happy to be here. Appreciate the invite.
Absolutely. So we are here to talk a little Philadelphia Phillies, NL East. And like I told you before we started this, I'm going to hand it over to the rest of the guys because I sound like crap.
Hey, Sean. This is Tyler. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So the Phillies, exceptionally successful last year. They looked at the roster. They made some additions at the 2025 trade deadline, but they decided that the team was pretty dang good as it was. So they didn't add too much and they didn't lose a ton. Ranger Suarez goes out, but the rotation does still look pretty solid. What are you most looking forward to about the 2026 season?
You would never know. The biggest problem that is going around here right now is the running it back is the theme of the city right now, and no one's very happy with that because of how the Phillies have fallen short the last few years. Obviously from 22 with the World Series and then getting knocked out earlier and earlier in the playoffs. Excited wise, one of the things I'm most excited about is the fact that we're finally bringing up Justin Crawford and Andrew Painter. Andrew Painter obviously has had some injury trouble, but I mean, we've been hearing about this kid for the last 3-4 years, and it's just gut punch after gun punch. Oh, he gets injured, and then we're just like, all right, now he finally is going to be that fifth starter. And now Justin Crawford. It's the biggest gripe around Philly a lot of times in all of our teams is we leave the kids down too long. And now Justin Crawford is. I'm glad I don't have to hear Johan Rojas's name anymore. So that's another thing. I mean, it took a steroid test, but whatever it takes, man. So, but I can honestly say I'm very excited the fact that I'm finally going to get to see Andrew Painter come up. Justin Crawford, I think, is going to be even batting in the 9 hole, something to really look forward to. And I don't want to say that it's running it back is the thing, but it seems to be. But I feel like we're still in a very, very good spot. We definitely have competition with the Braves and the Mets. But I honestly think that we're still in a really good position to still take the division.
And Justin Crawford kind of fits the topic that we were just talking about over here before we got you on, talking about players whose dads we watched play that are now coming up. As somebody who watched a lot of Rays baseball in my early days, watching Carl Crawford back in the day, he was electric. So if Justin can be half of what his dad was with some extra speed there, that's an exciting young player to watch. For sure.
I would 100% accept half of what his dad was. I remember facing him back in the 08 World Series. I remember I still play MLB to the show to this day. And I remember Carl Crawford was someone I'd always trade for in the game. But and it's so funny too, because you hear a lot of things with the change in the game today. It's all home run hitting. It's analytics, it's launch angle and all that stuff. And you look at Justin Crawford, he doesn't fit that. One of the biggest gripes I read about him in the offseason was, he hits the ball into the ground. He's great. He's a ground ball hitter. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry. Juan Pierre made his career off that. It's players like him. If he can beat out ground balls, I'm sorry. If the 9-hole hitter, I said in our previous podcast, if he can hit 250, 260 out of the 9-hole, turn the lineup over and score, if he can score, steal bases and everything, I'm not going to complain about that his first year in the bigs. I'm really not. And it seems like that type of player you don't hear about as much. But realistically, I know we have Trey Turner. He's getting older, but you could see 3 years down the line, if he keeps progressing, he could be at the top of the lineup, if not a leadoff hitter. It's definitely a possibility, but I'm definitely excited to see how he does this year.
So since you're running it back, as you said, there's not a whole lot to talk about as far as movement within the roster. So let's shift to
you don't want to talk about Nick Castellanos anymore. You don't want to even just bring him up at all.
As a Tigers fan, he was exactly what we thought he was.
We're also currently drinking beer in the dugout, so it's fine. We understand. We understand where he comes from.
That had 93 Phillies written all over it, man.
Hey, they had a good year that year.
Yes.
So who else in the division do you see maybe challenge, giving the Phillies the biggest headache here? Last year, I think the Mets and Braves obviously underperformed. Marlins maybe were a bit of surprise. Are they posed to take that next step? Who do you see challenging the Phillies for a division crown this year?
I know Ben didn't agree with me, but I still fear the Braves, even though I couldn't help but laugh. I left it until tonight. It's very ironic that Spencer Strider goes on the IL today when you invited me on this episode. I'm like, man, your pitching rotation cannot catch a break at all.
I think he did it on purpose.
Because we were just talking about, exactly this, like what, our division and how this is really a 3-team race, in my opinion. I see some people saying the Marlins. I think the Nationals are going to take a step up, but it's still the Phillies, Braves, and Mets. I just, I don't want to keep repeating this because I say it all the time. I think the Mets are going to Met. They're going to do what they do at the end of the season. You're trying to, fill Polanco at first base after losing, not paying Alonso. I don't know how that's going to work out for them. Their pitching staff, they went and got Freddie Peralta, which was a great move. But I mean, after that, Clay Holmes is good. Cody Senga coming back. And then with the Braves, it's, if you guys could just stay healthy, like, damn, man, like I don't know what's going on. And I was really just promoting your new manager, your pitching coach. And I'm like, well, yeah, then Spencer Strider goes out with an oblique strain. That'll probably keep him out at least a month with the way, obliques are. So I don't know. To me, it's the Braves lineup is what scares me the most. I don't know how I feel about Bo Bichette personally. He kind of screwed us over a little bit. I'm still not sure that whole entire story was true, where he was going to come here and then the Mets came in. I don't know. We'll never know the true story of all of that. But I don't know, man. It's going to be tight between us three. I think the Marlins are taking a step up. If Sandy can get back to form, not be a 5 ERA pitcher, which I don't know where that came from, man. He really dropped off a lot. I mean, I know he was injured and all, but I wasn't.
Yeah, a lot of guys coming back from big surgery like that, they have a tough time getting back into the groove. I think he'd be a lot better this year.
I hope so, because he was, I took him in fantasy as kind of a little late pick that no one wanted. So him and Hunter Green. But I hope, I hope we win the division, but I really could see it being, within like 2 or 3 games of the Braves and the Mets.
Sean, I feel like, I don't know, maybe you've been beaten down too much. You're too down on this team. Well, I'm going to bring you up here because here's what you got. You got a very happy ace right now. The Phillies just extended Christopher Sanchez, well-earned.
2 years in a row.
put a little bit more money in his pocket, get him for a few more years. Hey, nothing wrong with that.
No,
he's going to be excited. You get a full year out of Yohan Duran, who, as a Twins fan, I will tell you that as long as your infield can field grounders of the bad bat to ball that he induces with his splinker, you will be super happy. The problem is when those seemingly bleed through, but I think that was a process of the Twins' bad defense, and I really do think that Bryson Stott and Trey Turner are a step above where the Twins had, and I really think your outfield defense is going to be fearsome, and so I think that there's going to be an opportunity for you to play a lot of run prevention, and then you still got the big hitters with Harper and Schwarber. So, there's nothing to be sad about. The one thing that I'm a little worried about when it comes to the Phillies is because they are a little bit up in age, that there might be a little bit of keeping the foot off the gas until it hits September, and then really trying to crank it down. So I don't know if they're going to be a force during the regular season, but in the playoffs, it's, anything can happen, and this team is good.
It's funny you bring that up. The current conversation as of the afternoon sports show that we have here at about 5:00 is, should the Phillies have Bryce Harper on load management like they do in the NBA? And I'm like, are we really about to implement load management in Major League Baseball? Is that where we're at now?
Isn't first base load management for Bryce Harper?
Honestly, I'm sitting there and I'm like, we moved him from right field to first base when he had surgery on his arm. I thought he's never caught in baseball, and and he was a catcher coming up. So it's like, I thought that was the whole point. To get back to your point, which you said earlier about Duran, we did experience that a little bit. He had some balls that got through, and I mean they led to some blown saves. Obviously, you throwing that hard, the ball's going to go out twice as fast, too. But I mean, there were a few of the blown saves that he had where they were little bleeders. They went down the line, they blooped over something. But I really, Bryson Stott I love him as our second baseman. People want to move him back to shortstop. And I think you have to keep him there. Trey Turner really picked it up last year defensively after his first year he was here, and he was atrocious defensively. And then he picked it up offensively toward the end of the year. So much that they made a Netflix documentary about standing ovation. I remember seeing that and I'm like, look, I know it's about a mental health thing, but I'm like, are we really tying this into that? Like, come on. Anyway, so yeah, Alec Boehm is still he's a good third baseman. He's not a great third baseman. I'll take him. When you're, I don't even know, 6'3", like I don't know what I'm expecting for you at third base. Like he doesn't get around a lot. I need him to get back to being a doubles machine.
You're allowed one bad defender on the team.
Yeah.
Like the
Ben was telling me that's Bryce Harper at first. So, but yeah, no, I think I completely agree. I think we do have people are really knocking the Adolis Garcia. Obviously, offensively, he's kind of lost it a little bit. Kevin Long is supposed to be the problem solver offensively, but everyone's saying, "Oh, you just replaced Nick Castellanos with Nick Castellanos," and I'm like, have you never seen Adolis Garcia play right field? I said the dude is a very, very good right fielder,
and
Nick
he is a cannon.
Well, yeah. Have you seen his arm? I'm surprised that he's not one of these guys that pops up for another test.
I see. Unless they're testing him every week and they're just not telling us, and he's just passed. Well, that's the thing in Philly is you get tested for steroids and you're only positive if you're not good. So
right.
That really worries me now about Adolis Garcia. I need him to be really, really good offensively.
I hope he is good. I worry that he's not, but I think that he'll be good enough to have a place on the team. And I think the defense over Castellanos, or God forbid they put Schwarber back in the field, it's going to be an enormous improvement. It's probably worth, another win or two just by that. So, now it's time where we make our predictions. So where do you think the Phillies are going to finish within the division?
So I think our pitching really holds up and the offense struggles a little bit here and there. But I do think we win the division. Like I said, I do think it's going to be within 2 or 3 games of each other, but I do think it's us. And sorry, Ben, I got to say the Mets finish second.
I have the Braves in third also.
Okay. All right. But yeah, Braves third, fourth and fifth. I don't know. That's going to be interesting to see. Cause, we were talking about the other day and I completely forgot that the Nationals traded Mackenzie Gore away.
Yep.
So I was like, oh, well,
I can't name one pitcher on their staff right now, so save my life.
Cade Cavalli.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, well, Mr. Baseball over here.
Miles Michaelis.
I actually have the Phillies in second, just behind the Mets, but I have the Phillies making a wild card spot.
Yeah, I also have the Phillies in second, and in my mind, it's a little bit more of that intentional second place where they're not going to risk racking up wins if it puts health at risk when it comes to the playoffs. So it's going to be, like you said, probably more about load management than anything else.
I have a slightly different take. I think the Phillies are going to win the division. I think this pitching rotation is easily one of the top couple in all of baseball. If they stay healthy, that's lights out, and they've got enough big boppers to put up the runs to support them. And instead of playing load management for their old players, I think they don't want to see the Dodgers again in the playoffs early on. And the easiest way to do that is to win your division. Because if you're a wild card team, there's a good chance you might draw the Dodgers. If you win your division, you're not drawing the Dodgers. So I think that they'll be looking hard to try to avoid that matchup in the first round.
And I had Philly winning the division as well. I think they're going to push hard, for one of the top 2 seeds, and then that's when they'll get their old guys that break is when they get that bye.
Yeah, you know how you do load management? Take a few days off while everybody else is playing playoff baseball.
Well, sorry in advance for having to cut you short, Sean, but
no problem at all. I like this show. I mean, most of you guys pick the Phillies. I love this show. That's fine with me.
We do have to let you go and continue talking about the East, but thank you so much for coming on the show, Sean. We really appreciate it.
Anytime, man. Appreciate it.
That's Sean Connors. Listen to him on Sorry in Advance. All things Philly sports.
That's right. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Sean.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Have a good night, guys.
You too.
Okay, so we're all in agreement. The Nationals are going to finish in 5th, Marlins 4th, Braves in 3rd. Ben and myself have got the Mets in first place. Josh and Els have got the Phillies in first place.
Mm-hmm.
We need to make a show collective prediction, and we are a house divided. Where do we want to go?
I say we kick it to producer man for the tiebreaker.
I think
or is that a bad idea?
I think
we asked Mrs. Josh.
Not enough of my heart is in my Mets prediction. I think I'm okay giving it to the Phillies in first place.
I think that in a tiebreaker, you stick with who won it before. I think you've got to be unseeded to lose the benefit of the doubt.
Right. Yeah. If you want to come for the king, you got to knock.
I think Sean said it best when he said the Mets are going to Met.
Yeah.
I feel like I put a lot of thought into my pick and I got kicked off because Tyler is wavering. But that's fine.
The Mets are going to Met.
That's
the
fine.
Mets are going to Met. Remember that they had a fight and then they decided that they were going to say this wasn't a fight. We just had a discussion on whether it was a rat or a raccoon in the hallway.
You're right. I just would like it known by the people. I did not waver off my pick. That was Tyler.
I would like to say that the Mets had a ridiculous fight a couple of years ago and came up with a fantabulous story about why they were having fisticuffs.
A lot of fence poles sitting right there. Just sitting right on that line.
Let's go to the division that is going to be the most shown on national TV this year. And that is the AL East.
I've already seen too much of them.
I look forward to all those Rays games.
Yes, it's the Rays that are drawing that national audience.
Well, I imagine, are they back in the Trop this year?
Yes.
Yes, they are.
Their first game back in the Trop will probably be national TV, right?
No.
But it should be.
Why?
It's a human interest story.
Because everyone loves the Trop.
Yeah. Human interest story. Their empty stadium's roof fell off, and it was empty. But a game was being played.
Do you guys watch College Game Day? There's like a 3-legged squirrel that wears a jersey and throws a football.
All I'm saying is that when the roof blew off of the empty stadium, it was housing exactly as many people as most of their games do. So I don't think anybody cared.
Ben, an earthquake did not knock over the big green monster here. Like this was a hurricane that knocked over a infamous stadium for being a bad place to pay.
And this is coming from me, who is a Rays fan as my secondary team and has been to the Trop several times in the last few years. And I think it's actually an underrated stadium. It's not as bad as the Rapid gets, and still nobody cares.
Okay. But the Rays, they did not finish in last place last year.
No.
That went to the Baltimore Orioles with a record of 75 wins, 87 losses. And
we all saw that coming.
I
remember our predictions last year where we all said the Orioles are going to be terrible and definitely not win the division at all.
Orioles. Who likes them? Nobody.
Not I.
Nope.
Pete Alonso apparently does.
Yeah.
Oh, Pete Alonso. I think Pete Alonso is going to be good.
He likes money.
He's going to take all those young kids underneath the wing, and he's going to take them out for like a whole bunch of Boy Scout adventures, like hunting and camping and knot tying. And
Pete Alonso was definitely the kid you all hated in high school.
No.
Yes.
No.
He's the kid we all hated in high school.
I think that distinction on the Orioles goes to Blaze Alexander.
I actually
just hate his name.
Well, and his face. Sorry, Blaze.
Pete Alonso's the kid who took his shirt off for no reason at a party.
And you didn't hate that kid?
No. It was fun.
He's like Gibby from iCarly.
Hold on. Were you that kid?
No.
Okay.
No.
No, because then he would have hated that.
See,
kid.
the thing is, Pete Alonso could not have been the pinnacle of cool in high school because have you seen the man run?
Hold on. Wait a minute. I never said he was cool.
Well, I'm just saying.
I said we hated him.
Okay. But they've added Pete Alonso, Taylor Ward, Chris Bassett, Shane Boz, Ryan Helsley.
And Ben's favorite player, John Kensey Noel. Big Christmas.
Yeah.
Big Christmas.
Taylor Ward hit like 36 bombs out of nowhere last year.
Yes.
So they added like 70 home runs to this lineup.
Yes.
If you think Taylor Ward's going to be a 30 home run guy again.
Which I don't, but I think that this is going to be a team that just fell on bad luck. Everything went wrong last year on a team that heavily underperformed what their talent level is. And I think that there's no option but to bounce back this year, plus the additions that they added of a couple really good veteran players to help bring that youthful core together.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a very good team this year.
I agree. I like the additions. I'm not a Pete Alonso guy, but he does make their offense better. He's an upgrade at first base. I do like the pitching additions they've made with some trades from with the Rays and the Angels. So I like the Orioles this year. I don't love them, but I do like them. They're gonna be better than they were last year for sure.
I like them a whole bunch. I think that what you got to remember, they started off just absolutely the worst last year.
Them and the Braves were first and second driving to the basement.
No, sir. They were worse than the Braves.
Oh, no, they were, but the Braves were right behind them.
In March, April, and May, the only teams that were worse were Chicago White Sox and the Colorado Rockies. They did pretty much all of their losing in March, April, and May with a record of 21-36. So when you're 15 games behind 500 before the All-Star break, it's not going to go well for you. But they turned that ship around, and they had winning baseball from there on forward. So I'm going back to the well. I'm saying Orioles, second place.
I agree with you. I've been second as well.
Fourth as well.
Yeah. They'll be better, but it's a really tough division.
That's a fourth place. To be fair, that's a fourth place fighting for a wild card.
And I don't see their pitching holding up.
Yeah, the pitching is what scares me the most. I think that their rotation is very meh. And their bullpen is mediocre as well.
I've always liked Yennier Cano.
I do like
I don't know why, but I overrate him 100%.
Well, they've got him and Helsley, who I like, but also have very big abilities to blow up in the bullpen. And then the rest of it's just not all that exciting with Felix Bautista hurt.
Yeah, it's a bummer. Like, best case scenario, Bautista is back for the playoffs.
And then my most interesting thing is what's going to happen at catcher? Because Adley Rutschman had a terrible year, and they've got Samuel Basallo, who is one of their top prospects that'll be up for probably the beginning of the season.
I think he's trade bait.
Who, Basallo or Rutschman?
Rutschman.
Yeah, might be.
I think that I still believe in Rutschman, and I think that last year probably something was off, bad vibes, whatever. I think you see a rebound back to what we expect from that man.
I hope so, because I love him.
Let's go
average out on a 3 for the show.
We need to talk about this because I think we need to talk about the whole show and figure out where exactly we want him going, because I get a sense that we might have a jumble on our hands.
I think so too. I think we're all gonna have
I
answers.
think the top 4 all finished within like 7 games of each other. So
well, let's go to the one that we don't think is going to be top 4.
All right. The worst place to play baseball that will not be televised nationally. And that would be your Tampa Bay Rays with a record of 77 wins.
That's saying a lot
losses.
since the A's still play in a minor league park.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't have weird ground rules where when you hit a pole, like certain things happen. And when you hit this pole, other things happen.
Level up.
It's just 110 in August. That's all. That's fine, though.
So the Rays are fun because I don't think they'll be very good. But they might have 2 guys lead the league in major categories this year, despite not being good. Junior Caminero is a legitimate candidate to lead the league in home runs. If you watch him in the WBC, if you watched him last year, if you watched him in the home run derby, this is a young kid that can hit the crap out of the baseball. He could be one of the 5 best players in the American League this year. And then they have Chandler Simpson, who very well, if he gets on base enough, could lead the league in stolen bases. They could end up having the stolen base leader and the home run leader in the American League and still come in last place in the division because that's kind of all they've got. I like that they got Cedric Mullins. That's a nice veteran presence to bring into an otherwise relatively young team. And Yandy Diaz,
He's
very good hitter.
What?
Who, Cedric Mullins?
No, Yandy Diaz.
Yandy's getting old.
When did that happen?
Wait, you're not excited about Jake Fraley?
34 years
Not
ago.
particularly.
That's weird. I would
Nor Taylor Walls or Gavin Lux.
Nick Martinez.
Yeah, but I mean, they've got some exciting pieces. Junior Caminero is a certified stud, and unfortunately, with the way that the Rays typically do, I can't wait to see where else he plays in a few years because I hate the narrative that good players, like I hate all this talk about where's Skeens going to play in 3 or 4 years. Let the man in Pittsburgh have a little bit of joy with it. But Tampa, for my entire life, with exception of one player, has churned them out and traded them away in the last year of their contract. Evan Longoria is the only player that they have extended for a long term. And
There
yes,
was
he did.
another player.
Who?
Wander Franco.
Well,
Franco.
I don't
wanna talk about
count him for anything.
Well, they tried to lock him up for long term.
And
Yeah,
then someone
well-
else locked him up.
Yep, and now he is locked up.
He's locked up.
I want Ryan Pepio to be a guy because I like
Yeah.
his name.
He is a guy.
He's
Pepio.
He's
Yeah.
a solid,
dude, though. Like a dude.
and look, the Rays are a pitching machine. They just churn out pitchers all the time. And I bet you Rasmussen and Martinez and Pepio and even Matz have much better years than you think they will because the Rays just happen to do that. McClanahan's still a stud if he can stay healthy.
Well, he hasn't pitched for 2
but-
years. I'm
yeah.
hoping that he comes back, and I'm really hoping that he comes back because that guy's really fun to watch pitch.
Oh, for sure.
The thing that actually bothers me most about this Rays team, is I know too many of the names. Like, I feel like I would think more of this team if Cedric Mullins and Gavin Lux weren't on there. I feel like they've sort of
You want like a Nationals level of who?
Yeah, exactly. Like
That's a baseball
I think
player?
the less I know about the baseball players on the Rays, the more dangerous they're
about
going to be.
Ryan Valade,
We were
No, I
spending-
don't know
former
who that is.
Tiger Ryan Valade for a
Hit the
cup of
buzzer.
coffee.
Hit the buzzer.
So
We were spending a lot of time talking about a team that finished
Yeah.
in last place and is going to finish in last place.
They did not finish in
They did
last
not
place.
finish
They
in
finished
last
in
place.
fourth.
They're gonna
And
finish
also,
in last
yeah,
place this year.
we all have them probably. Well, I think mathematically, like,
Yeah.
we have them finishing last. But
Yeah.
if they finished third and were in the wild card hunts in the last couple of weeks of the year,
It
would
wouldn't
anybody
be
be
incredibly
shocked?
surprising. No.
No. This division's nuts.
let's talk about the Sox, kid.
The Sox. I think they're going to be really good. I am also heavily swayed by what I have seen recently, and that is the World Baseball Classic. Jaron Duran played really well. Roman Anthony played really well, and Wilyer Abreu was a stud. So I might be a little biased in coming off of the WBC and having some Red Sox play really, really well. But I like this team.
I just think you get rid of Steven Matz and Dustin May and you replace them with Sonny Gray and Ranger Suarez. And that's all I need to hear. This team did win 89 games last year. That's a good amount. And with that simple swap, that's all you need to do. Now, Bregman's gone. Offense got replaced a little bit with Wilson Contreras, but man, like, I have big expectations for this team.
They somehow are going to survive this Bregman Devers fiasco that blew up in their face. It's amazing. That was that's an absolute disaster for almost any other franchise, and they're going to come out of it okay.
I'm not buying it just yet. Not just yet.
Okay. Not buying it just yet.
Not just yet.
Still, like, they've got oodles and oodles of outfielders.
Underused word, by the way.
Oodles?
Yeah.
Tristan Casas, I don't know what his status is. He's probably going to start the season on the 60-day IL. He could be trade bait come the trade deadline just to flip him for something else they may need. My heart goes pitter-patter when Danny Colome is on the mound. He had like a 0.03 ERA for the Twins last year and was generally lights out. But the combo of Chapman and Whitlock at the top end of the bullpen is plenty enough for me.
Venezuela's hero, Garrett Whitlock.
I have got this team winning the division.
For those who didn't get Nels's joke, he was the pitcher that gave up the game-winning run to Venezuela.
Yes.
For the U.S.
Aha.
Jokes are always best when you have to explain them.
I don't know what level of
just messing with
WBC knowledge that
you just gave like a 45-minute recap,
and I did not mention that part.
So anyway. Talk at all about how the bracket got set.
No. We only have so much time, and we've already run over it.
All right.
Red Sox, you said they're winning the division.
I said they're winning the division.
Wow.
I have them in fourth.
Third?
I have them in third. Barely.
Yeah. Barely in third.
It's a tight
almost
third.
Second or almost fourth?
Almost second.
Oh, okay.
It's a tight third.
Yeah. I see them and the Yankees could flip either way. And I know when we talked to our Yankees friend earlier, I put the Yankees in second. So based on what I said there, I'm going to stick with it. But it's going to be a true Yankees-Red Sox battle for that second place.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Do we want to talk about the Blue Jays now?
Yeah, there's one more team.
Let's talk about the Jays.
Yankees.
Well, we'll talk about the Jays and then we'll go to the Yankees.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay. All right. Now let's talk about the AL representative of the World Series last year, the Toronto Blue Jays, who had the same record as the Yankees at 94 wins and 68 losses, though they did win the division. They brought in Dylan Cease and Kazum Akamoto and Cody Pence. So they went to Japan and Korea to shore up some pitching. And they brought in Jesus Sanchez as well. So Bo Bichette's gone.
They also brought in Tyler, don't call me Taylor Rogers.
Yep.
He's a dog.
Didn't they retain Shane Bieber too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, I don't think they did a whole lot to get worse in the offseason. I think obviously Bo Bichette is a hit, but I don't think it's going to be as big as some people think.
He's a hit. Is George Springer going to still be that guy? He's going to be 37 this year.
I don't know. We'll see. I still think that the Jays win this division, and I think they win it pretty easily.
I think they win the division too. I would not say pretty easily. They're hoping for a big bounce back from Anthony Santander too, I would assume. Though right now it looks like they're primed to pretty much go without him as a crutch to lean on. But if he is able to come back into form in any way, shape, or form, for lack of a better term there, you're still looking at an elite offense. Obviously, Vladdy Jr. is just a stud.
Yeah, solid. They have a very, very good defense. I really like the rotation. Gosman and Cease at the top. I don't want to see them in any playoff series. So,
yeah, I think that they've got a great 1-2 punch for the playoffs in the rotation. They've got a solid bullpen, good defense, good offense. They have really no flaws. They're not necessarily the best at anything, but they are a no flaws type of team.
And I got them finishing second.
I have them first.
I have them first.
I have them fourth.
Wow.
I think that what will happen here is I feel like the stars sort of aligned with the Blue Jays this past year. I don't expect that they're going to have the same sort of kismet that they did. It's an exceptionally tough division. Fourth place does not necessarily mean that this is a bad team. It just means that the Yankees, the Orioles, and the Red Sox are going to best them from record. And I agree 100% with Nels. I think that the spread between those top 4 teams could be exceptionally narrow. And, unfortunately, I think that we are going to be in for quite the fight for the division, which will mean more national games on TV for the AL East.
Tyler hates Canada. That's just proven.
That's what I heard.
That's fine. I just have MLB TV, so I choose who I get to watch.
Fair enough.
Me too.
All right. So for the last team in this division, let's talk to Chris Pizzaya of NY MLB Talk to learn a little bit about the Yankees.
Chris, why don't you tell us a little bit of what your expectations are for the Yankees? They didn't have, I guess you'd say, much in the way of an offseason, so they're just sort of rolling it back and hoping that a healthy Garrett Cole is going to make all the addition. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, listen, they're running back a team that was tied for the most wins in the American League last year, right? 94 wins. I've been saying if they had one more win at some point, they would have had the best record by themselves, and they would have had that bye week. I would just say bye week, but they wouldn't have to play that wild card round against Boston, and things might have been different. So, you got Cole coming back, you got Rodon coming back in about a month also. I mean, you're running back basically the same team that won 94 games, and hopefully the bullpen's going to be a little bit better than it was the first half or so of the season until they got Bednar to close to really solidify the back end of the bullpen. So, and now you got some better options on the bench with Rosario, batting against left-handed batters. Left-handed pitchers, excuse me. And, you also got Grichuk as the 4th outfielder. Hopefully he could rekindle his really good batting against left-handed pitching as the 4th outfielder. So, and listen, any lineup that has Aaron Judge in it, it's pretty good, right? So, and I feel pretty good. The depth at the starting rotation is going to be really good. And it's just going to bleed into the bullpen if everybody's healthy. And that's the big question.
So speaking a little bit more on the position players instead of the bench, kind of looking more at the starting lineup. Do you have any concern about kind of, the Paul Goldschmidt and Giancarlo Stanton, kind of getting up there in age now and, they're starting to slow down a little bit. Do you think that they have, with those depth pieces on the bench, do you think that that's a good amount of depth there if anything were to happen to them health-wise? Of course, Stanton's had health issues in his career. And, with Goldschmidt getting older now, if they were to not perform well, do you like what you've got there to fill in?
Well, I don't think Goldschmidt is going to play as much as he did last year. They're all in with Ben Rice as the first baseman, right? You're going to see Goldschmidt, at some point against, tough lefties, but I think Ben Rice is going to be the starting first baseman for the most part on this team. So I don't think Goldschmidt's going to play that big of a role, other than, coming in maybe late in games as a defensive replacement. But for the most part, Ben Rice is going to start most of the games. Not most. I would easily say most of the games, if not just about all of them. Other than, a tough game against a left-handed starter. So I don't think the Goldschmidt's going to be that big of a deal, about his production. Stanton, listen, he's going to get hurt at some point, right? He's going to he is what he is, right? The big thing is keeping him healthy towards the end of the season and into the playoffs. That's the big thing with Stanton. So he's going to miss a bunch of games during the season with an elbow, hamstring, something, right? It's going to happen. It is what.
Do you think, has anyone suggested stretching? Because I feel like,
I don't know.
Like it seems like he should just be doing that, right? Like,
I mean, the guy's in probably the best shape of more than 99% of human beings on this earth, and the guy's more brittle than glass.
Well, but when you see him move, I mean, it really does feel like he's made out of like immovable steel rods.
I was gonna say, how do you pull something when you're moving at about a quarter mile an hour?
Right. I don't get it. Yeah, he doesn't play the field, so it's not like he's running much. Pull a muscle, but here we are, right? But yeah, he's gonna miss games. It is what it is. He's got after this season, he's got one more year left on his contract. So hopefully for his sake, hopefully, and for the Yankees' sake, you know what? He gets to 500 home runs, because if he hits 500 home runs for his career, that probably gets him into the Hall of Fame, right? If he doesn't, he might be a little short, but we'll see. But yeah, I with him, I think the assumption is he's going to miss games. Hopefully, though, they can keep him healthy at the end of the season and into the playoffs, because he is a good postseason hitter.
Yeah. Quick follow up on the Ben Rice thing too. Do you think that you'll see him at all behind the plate at any point, or do you think that they're going to pretty much just park him there at first base?
I think you'll see him at some point in the, they do have Vizquera as their backup catcher, and they're expecting Austin Wells to finally take a little bit more of a step offensively. Mm-hmm. But from Rice, I think you'll see him play some catcher. I don't think you'll see him catch that much. Sure. But just to keep his bat in the lineup, because listen, they're expecting, and I know a lot of people are expecting him to take a leap also offensively. Like last year was just like the start of his production. They're expecting a lot more from him. They're expecting 35, 40 home run seasons out of this guy. So we'll see what happens, but I don't think we'll see him that much. Like I would say he's like the third catcher, sure. On the team. So, but if injury strikes, you think that they'll move him there as a, more primary, or they'll find somebody else to bring up or bring in? You know what? That's a good question. I'm really not sure what they'll do. I don't know if they trust, like if Wells gets hurt, I don't know if they trust Vizquera that much to be the starting catcher, just hand that over to him. Because Ben Rice was a natural catcher coming up in college, right? So that would be a big, that would be a big decision. I could see him being the backup catcher, but I don't know if they trust Vizquera to be the starting catcher. So yeah, then you might see Rice get some more at bats as catcher, but then that would give you Goldschmidt at first base a little bit more at bats, and I don't think they want to give him that many at bats since he is up there in age. They want to keep him as fresh as possible.
What about Trent Grisham? What are you looking at from him this year? He had a career year last year after some really, really rough years. About 3 years in a row, he was below 200 in average, and then bounced back last year to have just a career year out of the blue. So what are you looking at for him to contribute this year?
You know what? I'm hoping what the team is hoping, right? That he could match what he did last season. If he could hit 34 home runs again, get on base at an okay clip, right, for a leadoff hitter. But I see a lot of Yankee fans not feeling as positive about him. They feel like Dominguez or Spencer Jones should be up here instead of him. But when you're the Yankees, you can't go into a season that you're planning on getting back to the World Series again, right? With an unproven guy in center field, whether it's Spencer Jones or Dominguez. And Dominguez showed last year, and even in spring training, still his glove is still needs more developing, right? Offensively, I think Dominguez would be fine in center field or left field. I think he's fine offensively. He's only going to get better, but it's the defense that's really bad, and you can't have that in center field on a team that's that has World Series aspirations, right? Spencer Jones is a little bit better fielder. He could probably handle the position, but offensively, you just don't know what that guy is going to give you, right? He's got extreme power, obviously. He's got power enough to hit 40, 50 home runs, but he's also striking out at such a high clip that they just don't know what this guy is going to be in the majors, right? If he's striking out that much in AAA, you got to imagine at least that or even more in the majors. So they didn't want it. I don't think they wanted to take a chance. But here's the thing: if Grisham starts off slow, or for a month or two, I don't know what what the time frame is, but if he starts off slow, he's only on a 1-year contract. So they could easily move on from him and bring up Dominguez or Spencer Jones if one of those guys are ripping up AAA, right? So I think that's the good thing. I think, and Grisham is playing for a contract, right? So you would think he's going to try to push to have a season like he had last season so he could get himself a contract next off season. So, but the good thing is they do have depth. They do have Dominguez. They do have Spencer Jones down in the minors in AAA. That's, hopefully that they'll be ready, and they should be ready to take over if something happens bad with Grisham. But I don't know. I'm just not expecting that. I'm expecting him to give you what he gave you last year. Maybe he found something. I'm sure the Yankees feel confident in that as well.
Hey, Chris. So I'm of the opinion that Anthony Volpe's early season injury is going to be a blessing in disguise. I think I really like Jose Caballero. I feel like he's a menace on the base paths, and he is great with the glove. So what do you think is going to happen to Anthony Volpe once he gets healthy again?
Well, once he starts his rehab process, right, it's going to be, they're going to want him to have like a normal spring training down in, during his rehab and when he gets to AAA or whatever. So you're not going to see him for at least a month after it starts the rehab, right? So we're not going to see him until the end of May, probably middle to end of May. And that's if I think from the Yankee side, I think they want him to prove that he is, this guy that they think he is, right? Not the guy we've seen the last 2 years, right? The defense obviously regressed, and maybe it was the injury. Hopefully it was the injury last year. Offensively, he's also regressed from the first year. So I think the Yankees want to see him prove himself, what type of player he is, at least during this rehab process. Because if he doesn't hit down in AAA, right, you got to assume that they're not going to just rush him up and say, okay, take over for Caballero at short, because what if he's having a great start, like in April and May? Why would you move him out of the shortstop position, right? So it's a good problem to have if Volpe hits really well in AAA and proves, hey, this guy's back to what he was in his first season. But if he doesn't, I don't know. They might have a problem on their hand. They might be stuck with it. Well, not really stuck because he doesn't have a big contract, right? But we know Lombard is coming most likely next season, as long as he continues to develop, and we've seen him in AAA really go off. So yeah, I think he's got to prove himself before they even bring him up, right? And especially if Cabby is doing his thing up here and playing really well, I don't think you should just move him over and say, okay, and just hand over the job back to Volpe if he's hitting well. So we'll see.
All right, projection time, everybody. Where do you have the Yankees finishing within this division?
I'm a positive Yankee fan, so I'm going to say first, right? I have to. I think at worst second, but I'm going to say first. As long as everybody stays healthy and plays up to their standards, I think we should be in first place, even with the rest of the division improving, no doubt. You got three other really good teams in this division, and Tampa's not that far off. But yeah, you could see 3 or 4 teams from this division making the playoffs. I don't think all 4 are, because just for the laws of average here, I can't see 4 teams making the playoffs. But they're 4 playoff caliber teams for sure. But I think the Yankees are going to finish first.
Oh, Chris, don't be mad at me. I actually have them. I have them in third.
Okay.
Now, I am historically bad.
I don't have to agree with you, but okay.
I'm historically bad at predicting things, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, Chris,
I'm not surprised.
I am nothing if not a bitter Twins fan at the way that the Yankees have just owned us for the past 20 years. So I am all going to put the Yankees in third place at the end of 2026. But I do have them winning 89 games. So I think that they're making the playoffs.
All right.
Yeah,
That's fair.
I too have a third place but playoff finish. I think Toronto is just working on so much momentum. I think that they're going to be a really good team again. That's going to be a hard team to compete with, even in a strong division. And then I see the Yankees and the Red Sox, bringing back that the rivalry into real relevance, where they're fighting each other down for second place in the division and the best wild card spot. I think it's going to be real tight between those two teams, with a little bit of a gap between the other two at the bottom. But I think it's going to be a nice fight for second there, which still is not going to be that many games back of the Blue Jays.
And
I think that's fair.
I think those top 4 teams are all going to be within like 7 games of each other when it's all said and done. It's going to be close down to the wire.
Right.
I actually do have the Yankees winning it. I think the Blue Jays are going to have like that World Series hangover. The Orioles aren't quite there yet. They'll be way better than they were last year, but not quite there. And I still have a couple of questions about the Red Sox. So really, it's just me what team can avoid that like 5-15 slide at some point in the season that's going to like torpedo this thing. And I don't think the Yankees are built to have a slide like that. So I got them winning.
And every team is going to have to perform well in division too.
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt. And that was, the Yankees' Achilles heel last year, right? Especially against Toronto. They did not play well against Toronto. That has to be better. And I look at it this way. It has to be better, right? For them to get back to the playoffs and possibly the World Series, they have to be better. And I think what you said, well, one of you guys said about Toronto having that kind of World Series hangover, they lost. I don't know how it is in baseball. I should have like looked it up, but I know in football, right? When you lose the Super Bowl the following year, usually have a really bad year. Or a tough year, I should say. I wonder if it's the same in baseball, where if you lose the World Series the following year, you kind of have a tough season. So I could see that happen with Toronto, right? They're already starting off, right? 2 of their starters are going to be out of their rotation, right? Berrios and Yusevich, and those 2 guys, they were counted on a lot. So listen, last year, they got hot at the right time. Towards the end of the year, they were just unstoppable towards the end and into the playoffs. They looked great. But that's what you got to do. And that's what all these teams have to do. Yankees, Red Sox. We're going to talk about the Mets in a little while. Every team that wants to get to the playoffs and get to the World Series has to play their best in the second half and going into the playoff, and going into October. So that's exactly what Toronto did. And, they rode it right all the way into the World Series, and we've seen it, came within inches of winning it.
All right. So show consensus for the standings. What do we got, Tyler?
Well, right now we've got, so we're collectively Rays, done, dusted, 5th place.
I can't wait for them to win the division
in the best ballpark ever.
And so then we've got choices. We have got a lot of choices. So we've got 2 votes for the Orioles in 4th place. And we've got 2 votes for the Orioles in 2nd place. So it's really
so they're
about
3rd
that.
Consensus on the team then.
Well, not necessarily.
So the Blue Jays, I think we've got to put the Blue Jays in 2nd because Ben and Josh had them at 1st.
Mm-hmm.
And so if we're doing a MVP level of voting, they would get more points for being in 1st place. So I think we've got to do Blue Jays in 2nd and Orioles in 4th. Red Sox have 2 votes for 3rd place, and then Yankees in 1st. Yankees also have 2 votes for 3rd place. So,
wow.
So what we're saying is the show thinks the top 3 are going to be real bunched.
It's going to be
probably the top 4.
It's going to be a muddle. 100%.
Yeah. The show predicts that 4 teams will finish within 7 games. Is that what you said, Nels?
What a kerfuffle.
Yeah. Sounds good to me. I think that's a wrap. We'll call them 4 teams that are interchangeable and then the Rays. And let's watch the Rays win the division.
Fair enough. All right. So now let's move on to everyone's favorite segment. Say it for me this week.
Avery demands answers.
Hey, Uncle Ben, why did the picture stand on a hill?
All right. So what do you guys think of that question?
I think pitchers to throw out of a hole.
To recap the question,
for those of you that didn't understand it.
Why do pitchers throw off of a mound?
Or a hill.
Or a hill. Well, the hill that we call a mound.
Josh, please never correct Avery ever again.
I'm sorry.
Hill. Thank you.
I am ashamed.
So someone's got to take
pitcher.
it.
Okay, go ahead, Nelson.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Well, the pitchers need an advantage to throw downward sloping towards the plate.
That was some words. Anyhow, Avery.
Because of the geometry, you see.
Avery, listen to me.
Does it have to do with the tides?
No, it has nothing to do with the tides or the lunar cycle or anything like that.
Roll tides?
No.
Oh, no.
So by being on a hill, it allows you to generate more velocity from your pitches. So it makes your pitches go faster. And also the arc of the baseball is going to come flatter to the batter, which I think actually might be an advantage for both the batter and the pitcher, because it allows the pitcher to be a little bit more tricky and make their pitches look more similar to one another, as well as it doesn't require the pitcher to sort of throw the ball up before it comes down.
Think about how a roller coaster gains momentum going down the slope, as opposed to if it was just rolling flat.
You're telling me it has absolutely nothing to do with the tides.
Nothing to do with the tides.
That's a real bummer.
It does have to do with ants, though, because the first baseball hill was made when
this, a hill for
large
ants?
ants decided to get together and they made a big hill in the middle of the baseball field that they were playing on. And then they just decided to go with it. Avery, that's not correct at all. That's a silly story.
I was going to say,
Tell all your friends.
there's no way that sounds true. Okay, so any other additions we want to make to it?
No, just a little history. They did shorten the mound from the original height of 15 inches off of the baselines down to 10 inches after the 1968 season, because as we were talking about before, the point of the mound was to gain an advantage for the pitchers. And the league decided that the pitchers had too big of an advantage. Bob Gibson with his 1.12 ERA and Denny McClain with a sub-2 ERA winning Cy Youngs in their respective leagues. And they said, you know what? We need more hitting in this league. And so they lowered the mound down to the 10 inches that it currently stands at today.
It also used to be only 45 feet away from home plate, like way back in the late 1800s. Then they moved it to 50 and then eventually back to the 60 feet, 6 inches we know today.
And 1967 was called the year of the pitcher. So that's the pitching. It's fun when it happens, but you don't want everyone to be good at it or else nothing happens.
Boring games.
We need some
Then
Kyle Freelands out there.
Yeah, if the pitching is too good, you just get soccer.
True story. Okay, so that was this episode's Avery Demands Answers, but we also have a one-time only segment that will not repeat itself. I can guarantee you that. We have a very special guest in the studio this evening, my mother, and she has requested to do a segment where Lori tells stories.
Hey.
So I'm going to hand the mic over to her.
Ooh.
It rhymed.
Okay, so welcome to my little story time. This is about Benjamin. You guys call him Ben,
Aw.
but he will always be Benjamin to me. And when he played baseball as a young boy, he was a very good pitcher. And the coach really encouraged him to get out there and do his best and blah, 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 blah. So I wanted him to do his best, and I'm a rule follower. So when the rules came out for the game, we had all the pieces of the uniform, including the protective cup. Now, he was encouraged to wear this protective cup. He was not in favor of it. I, on the other hand, as a rule follower, as I stated, insisted that he wear the protective cup. We went to the game in the car. He put it on in the car at following mom's direction. We go out to the field. He's throwing the pitches in the first inning. And when the team comes into the dugout, they're all sitting there waiting to bat their turn. And Benjamin sticks his hand down his pants and removes the cup right there in front of everyone, laid it on the bench beside him, and went on his merry way the rest of the game cupless. Not making his mother happy.
Ben, protect the nards, man.
I don't have children, so maybe
Well, now we know why.
Maybe there's a lesson in that
He
story.
decided from a young age, let's take
So
that
let's
out
just
of the
take it out of it.
equation.
Anything else to say?
Love you.
I love you too.
As someone who once took a softball to the cup that made a very audible bong, I was very grateful for the cup. So
They are not comfortable, but they are definitely essential.
A very audible what?
bonk.
No, you see, Nels wears a cup made out of cast iron,
Yeah.
and so it reverberates.
I wear a Bart Simpson mug now.
Thank you so much for that great story about Ben.
I'm so happy that you're here.
We will call him the Cup Man from now
Thank you,
on.
Lori.
Cupless.
All the times he put his hands down his pants in public.
Soundgarden has a song called Spoon Man. We shall make an intro song called Cup Man.
I love it.
I can't believe you were a good pitcher. That's the most tall tale I've ever heard in my life.
Just wait until we go out there and test our speeds with the radar gun.
Dude, I can't wait for that. Did you buy one yet?
I got one for Christmas, remember?
Ah, yes.
That was a gift from her.
Oh, man,
Dude, I am so ready.
I'm gonna warm up
And
my
by
arm
so
and start
ready,
now.
I mean I'm going to start
maybe
stretching.
Maybe we could do that Saturday or Sunday.
Oh, that's yeah.
Do we have a place where we can throw into?
We'll figure that out.
Okay.
All right, let's do some trivia. Oh, just kidding. We have to do ballpark brews. My goodness, being sick is really fun. Go ahead, Nels.
Yes, to honor our Mets compadre who came on and talked about his New York team today, we brought along one of the beers that will be officially part of the Citi Field lineup, Allagash White out of Portland, Maine.
So everybody flip your cans upside down and give it a little swirl.
Yes, they instruct you to flip it upside down, give it a swirl,
It
almost
will
like you're
enrich the beer's
It will.
flavor.
It's like a glass of wine, except
We're all
beer.
we're all twirling it around like
Do not open your beer first and then do the upside down twirl.
That is typically going to result in bad outcomes.
It's a Belgian style wheat beer. So
Cheers, boys.
cheers. Opening day
opening
week.
day, baby.
to the Mets.
Opening day week.
Yeah.
Oh, that is quite nice. I enjoy that.
You have a little story about this beer too, don't you, Ben?
Yeah, my producer man, aka my wife, had this on our first date.
A very cute throwback. Did you also have this on your first date, or is
No.
this your first time?
No, I've had it. This
Okay.
is I did not have it then.
I'm
but
not surprised she needed a 5% beer to get through the first date with you.
Ironically enough, we went. Where'd we go on our first date, producer man? Braves game.
Oh, wow. A 3-hour commitment right out of the gate.
I know.
Yeah,
That was really,
and putting Ben with one of his teams right out the
that was
gate.
really a knock on her, not me.
Yeah.
It's easy enough to blend in the crowd if you need to escape.
True story.
Yeah.
Anyway, though, rating.
And this feels like a solid triple to me. I like the flavor. It's very smooth. I'm gonna go triple. I like it.
I'm going to give this. I really like it. Like so, I like this better than many Belgian style wheat beers. I don't know what it is that differentiates this. Maybe there's a little bit more citrus to it, in addition to kind of that weediness that you get. Maybe it's because I tipped it upside down and swirled it. I'm not sure.
Follow the instructions.
But let's call this a go-ahead home run in the bottom of the 8th, setting your closer up for some drama.
Tyler, you basically stole what I was going to do for my rating, but I want to make it specifically a 3-run home run
Ooh.
in the bottom of the 8th to take the lead. Maybe you were down by 1 and you hit you had runners on first and second, 2 outs, big swing into the seats. I love the Allagash White. My wife and I actually went to their brewery when we were in Portland a couple years ago. Beautiful brewery, great beers. Allagash does a great job, and this is their staple beer, and it's their staple beer for a reason. It is top notch.
I didn't know I picked a beer that touched so many hearts on the show.
You ever notice how Josh says great, like Tony the Tiger?
Great.
They are great.
Gritty tags.
That makes sense.
It's got curacao orange in
Yeah,
it.
Tiger.
Yeah.
So this beer could have very well
Qualified for the
represented
Netherlands.
WBC in the Netherlands.
It's the Jurickson Profar of beers.
Oh.
The Kenley Jansen of beers.
Let's pick somebody else besides Jerks.
I don't know.
Did
It's a
something
roided
happen
up
to
beer.
your prime free agent acquisition from 2 seasons ago, Ben?
Who's that?
Jurickson Profar.
No, I don't know who that is.
Oh, okay.
Never heard of her.
Anywho, I'm much like Tyler. I'm also not usually a fan of Belgian wheat beer, so I did like this quite a bit after I tasted it. So this is a deep fly ball where the fielder is up against the wall and he's got a beat on it, and then it clanks off his glove over the wall for a home run.
Canseco.
It's a Canseco.
How am I supposed to type that into our spreadsheet?
Just literally just put a Canseco.
It's a Canseco.
Yeah. You think it's going to be an out. It looks like an out all the way. And then at the last minute, holy cow, that's a home run.
Boing.
Clang.
This one's going to be on Sports Center for a while, folks.
All right. Now it's time for trivia. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah, let's close it down.
Let's just make sure I didn't forget another segment. All right. Do we want to start NL East or AL East?
Yeah.
NL East.
Who wants to start?
Tyler does.
Tyler
I
wants
do,
to
yes.
start. Oh boy. I am so glad you got this question. What member of the inaugural Washington Nationals roster had a pregame ritual of smacking his manhood against a metal stool in a locker room?
Oh boy.
And
He should have been wearing a cup.
He should have been. This is probably before he put the cup on.
My goodness.
And this has been confirmed by multiple people. This was his pregame ritual. If you don't, look it up.
No.
I don't know. Like I can only think of Adam Zimmerman. So I'm going to go with that, but I don't think he was on the inaugural. Ryan Zimmerman.
Or much later, Jordan Zimmerman, who also played for the Nationals as a pitcher.
It was neither of those gentlemen.
Livan Hernandez.
No.
I just had to check to make sure that he was actually indeed on the Nationals
He
like
was.
I thought he was.
He was.
I don't know if he was on the inaugural one, but.
No, I don't either.
So we're looking at what, 2005, right?
Yep.
Could have been an Expo.
Yeah, he could have been. Adam Dunn.
No,
Adam Dunn was in Cincinnati.
he was later.
I'm going to pass.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nelson?
Bobby Estalella.
Wait, hang on. Let me give you Julio Franco. Was he ever a Washington
It
National?
was not Julio Franco.
Okay.
In one of his 45 seasons in the major leagues.
It was Carlos Baerga.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Did he do that like his whole career?
Apparently. That was apparently
Even
his
on
thing.
those loaded
Ben's mom would have hated him.
those loaded Cleveland teams. You got to establish
cup
dominance when you're up there with Albert Bell.
Put
Clang,
your cup
clang,
on.
clang, clang.
All right. Next question, Josh. Former Marlins owner Wayne Huizenga was previously the CEO of what 90s mega successful company?
I'm going to go with Blockbuster.
I wondered if you'd remember that we talked about that.
I do remember.
All right. Nels, the American League first approved numbers in 1929 for the jerseys, while the National League started 3 years later. What NL East team was the first to wear numbers on their jerseys in that 1932 season?
Well, there's really only like a couple because a lot of them came much, much later. So we'll go with the Braves.
No,
I will say the Phillies.
it was the Phillies.
That's what I was going to
You,
say.
you really only had like two guesses.
The next step actually didn't occur until 1973 when names were added on the back of their road uniforms. 2 years later, they added names on their home jerseys.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
Fun
Some
fact.
teams still don't put their names on the back of their jerseys because they think they're too fancy for everybody.
That's right. All right. Tyler, we're back to you.
Yeah.
In 1961, Mets owner Joan Whitney Payson allowed a write-in campaign for fans to vote on the team's name and designation. I have the 5 that received the most votes outside of the Mets. Can you name one?
The Meteors.
No.
The Jets.
No.
Oh, that was
the
only for football.
Gothams.
No.
The Giants.
No.
The Dodgers. They didn't want to go back to any other historical teams.
No.
The Titans.
What's my turn?
Oh, sorry.
It was Nels's turn.
Nels's turn.
Spiders.
No. That's Cleveland. That's a different team entirely.
The Lions.
We're just going backwards now?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Nobody
the Lions.
knows, Ben. Just tell us.
The Bees, the Islanders, the Continentals, the Meadow Larks, and the Avengers.
Hey.
Man, I guessed all the different like types of teams in New York, and I didn't end up with the Islanders.
One of these
Jets and
things
Giants,
is
I figured
not
you'd throw
like
that one
the
out, too.
other.
I know. I'm going through all these other names of professional teams in New York, and I missed the
I was
Islanders.
gonna say the Meadow Larks until we gave up.
Yeah,
Sorry, you want me to go back in time?
Yeah.
the
All
Chip
right.
Sky Meadowlarks.
Who are we starting with, Josh? Tyler.
Tyler.
All right. No, we just started with you.
Oh, yeah.
Josh. Greg Maddux faced 20,421 batters in his career. How many saw a 3-0 count?
7.
No.
No, like 45.
No.
We're not counting intentional walks.
I didn't say how many were walked. I said how many saw a 3-0 count.
Okay,
And back then, you couldn't just send them to first, so that would induce a 3-0 count.
right. So are we counting intentional
Yes.
walks?
Yes, because it's seeing a 3-0 count, which
it would
they
be a
did.
3-0.
Okay. That's
Yes.
all I wanted to know. 24.
No.
2.
Oh, man. You guys are going in the wrong direction. No.
34.
No.
109.
You're much closer.
Oh,
328.
You're much further.
7,002. No, I'm. I don't know. 152. 162. Let's make it an even baseball season. 162.
No.
114.
Just give us the number.
133
133.
out of 20,421 batters.
Oh.
Do we know how many were intentional walks?
No.
Specifically to
someone
Barry
does.
Bonds.
Someone does. I don't.
I can get you the answer in 4 seconds if you get to the next trivia question.
No. No, we're not going to do that.
My turn.
All right. What Marlins player hit a grand slam in his first major league at bat?
Cripes. Let's go with Hanley Ramirez.
No.
Let's go with Miguel Cabrera.
No.
How recent? No, I can't get that answer, can I?
You cannot.
No one
I'll
has.
tell you once you know the person's name.
Hanley Ramirez. Did you already say that? I
did.
You gotta pay attention, man.
Pay attention.
Well, I was going to say Augustine Ramirez, and I'm like, no, that didn't happen last year. And so I just went to the next Ramirez that I knew that played at the beginning of their career with the Marlins.
Did you say first major league at bat or Marlins at bat?
Major league.
Okay. My turn? Or did you go?
Yeah, your turn.
Kristen Yelich.
No.
Giancarlo.
No.
Conine.
No.
Mike Lowell?
No. I'm actually really disappointed you guys don't know this. I thought somebody would.
All right, tell us.
Jeremy Hermida.
Yeah, I was not going to get that one.
Called up from the AA Carolina Mudcats. He made his major league debut with the Marlins on August 31st, 2005.
Yeah, no, I remember Jeremy Armida.
Becoming the first player to hit a grand slam in his first major league at bat since Bill Duggleby more than a century earlier in 1898.
Good old Billy Duggs.
Yep.
All right. AL East time.
Oh, boy.
Who are we starting with? I've already lost
I just
track.
went.
Okay,
it's
so
back to
Tyler. Which AL East team once had a position player pitch in an all-star game?
Ooh. Tampa Bay.
No.
Red Sox.
Yes. And can you tell me that player?
Not off the top of my head. I remember it. Well, I remember knowing that it happened. I just don't remember who it was.
Do you remember the year?
No.
Okay.
Was it Mookie?
It was not.
No.
Do you know the person? Any of you?
Manny Ramirez.
No.
That would be.
That sounds like something he would do.
Wade Boggs in the 1999 All-Star game.
All right.
If it was just general trivia, I would have said St. Louis, Rick Ankiel.
This is not general knowledge. All right, Josh. Which AL East team was involved in the only game in Major League Baseball history where a player was called out for passing another runner on the base paths in the postseason?
This sounds like a very Baltimore thing to do.
It was not Baltimore.
I don't know. The Red Sox were cursed for a long time. I'll say the Red Sox.
It was not the Red Sox.
It was the Tampa Bay Rays.
It was not the Tampa Bay Rays.
We're running out of teams.
The Yankees.
It was the Yankees in the 1976 ALCS.
Probably the team that played the most postseason games ever. It's
Yeah,
probably-
there you go.
they're the best guess there.
They've made everything happen.
Yeah.
All right. Where we at, Nels?
Yeah.
Mel's.
Which AL East team's minor league system is known as the Mecca of sushi in minor league baseball?
Rays.
No.
All right.
The Mecca of sushi?
In minor league baseball.
It's got to be the Dodgers.
We're talking AL East. We'll go with the Orioles.
No.
The Blue Jays.
It is the Blue Jays. Thanks to the Vancouver Canadians of the High A Northwest League, Vancouver is often referred to as the sushi capital of North America.
I thought you were going to say the world, and I was like, that can't be right.
I think I'm 3 for 3 so far
I don't know.
in the AL. Thank you.
Thumbs up, bruh.
The good old Fallout.
Tyler. All right, Tyler. What year was the Green Monster painted green?
Let's go with 1914.
No.
1928.
No.
1921.
No.
1923.
No.
2004.
No.
1905.
No.
1937.
No.
Okay.
How close are any of these?
He's very close.
1934.
No.
1941.
No. 1947.
Okay. There we go.
Prior to that, it was dark blue and covered in advertisements.
Oh.
Today, fun fact, Monster Green is a custom blend made by John Smith, a commercial painter in Wilmington, who inherited the job from his father, the late Ken Smith.
Ken Smith and John Smith. Sounds like a drug front.
I feel you give me like 20 minutes with a set of pastel paints. I can come up with a Monster Green for you.
I'm pretty sure this ricotta bag.
Ricola
bag.
Ricotta, Ricola,
Whatever.
same thing.
Cheese. Cough drops.
There you go.
I feel like that green is Monster Green.
I heard you had a sore throat. Here's this ricotta.
That's ricotta green.
That's
It's
called
not
the
Monster
Midwestern
Green.
treatment, okay?
Midwestern treatment.
Sick,
All
here's
right.
some cheese.
All right, Josh, you're up, right?
I don't think so.
I feel like you are.
Okay.
All right. How tall was the shortest player in Orioles team history?
Oh, boy. 5'3".
No.
Oh, I was going to say 5'4".
No.
5'5".
No.
5'2".
No.
4'11".
No.
4'6".
No.
5'1".
No.
5 even.
No.
4'10".
No. 3 feet 7 inches.
What?
Was this the it wasn't they weren't the Orioles yet, right?
In 1951, former Indians owner Bill Veeck purchased the then Browns,
Right.
and extended the promotions and wild antics that had made him famous.
Mm-hmm.
His most notorious stunt in St. Louis came on August 19th, 1951, when he had Eddie Goodell, a 3 foot 7 inch, 65 pound little person, bat as a pinch hitter.
That ABS would be crazy.
The number that they put on his jersey, 1/8.
1/8. Yeah.
Yep.
And had him wear turned up slippers.
He does have a baseball reference page.
I believe it.
And Bill Beck's son is St. Paul Saints owner.
Is he really?
Please don't sue us.
Wow.
Your dad sounds like an interesting fellow.
I didn't think of that because they weren't the Orioles at that point. And I'm pretty sure Louis Aparicio played for the Orioles, right? And he was pretty short, right? Little Louis?
Sure.
Okay.
He should be the guy who's running the espresso machine in the Italian dugout next WBC.
Okay. Last trivia.
Yes.
In 2007, Tampa Bay ownership bowed down to pressure to change the name from the Devil Rays to the Rays because having the devil in baseball infuriated Bobby Boucher's mama. Prior to that, when was the last time a team changed its name without changing cities?
Oh, man.
I got it. Oh,
I will say, I'll go way back. I'll say it's when the Giants.
No.
Okay.
I'm going to say Florida Marlins to Miami Marlins.
No.
because that's city to state. We're talking about nicknames. Houston. Colt 45s to the Astros.
Yeah, okay.
You remember the year?
No, because I wasn't born yet. I'm pretty sure they were the Astros when my dad
You're not
was
aware
there.
of years before you were born?
No. Well, I don't remember it happening because I remember when they flipped to the AL from the NL.
Was it 60?
They were the Astros when my dad was there in the 80s, early 80s. So it was
You're close.
before that. I don't know the exact year. No,
Give it
72.
another shot.
64.
You're as close as you can be.
65.
It was 65. Okay.
But I knew the answer though was
You
Houston.
did know the answer.
Also, Louis Aparicio, 5'9", for those who are wondering. Little Louis.
Okay. Little Louis, 5'9". Hope you're out. Is alive?
No.
Dead? All right. R.I.P.
Louis. Hey, baby.
Hey.
No,
I
yes, alive, 91 years old.
Come on the show, man. We'd love to interview you.
Work the WBC espresso machine.
Venezuelan hero. He basically was the first Venezuelan player to make a mark in the major leagues.
Well, come on the show and talk about
Not
it. We'd love
Italian
to.
at all, then.
No, very Venezuelan.
Not Italian at all. All right, that'll wrap it up for this episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you enjoyed the new music we have at the beginning of the show, give a shout out to Herx for writing that and performing it for us. Reminder, 2 weeks from now, April 4th, Urban Forage Winery and Cider House, 1 p.m. May 16th, Bent Paddle Brewing Company at 1. June 14th, Wandering Leaf Brewing Company at noon. Check out our socials. Get out our YouTube. We have a website. Other things. I'm out of breath.
Come to our house and yell at us.
Yeah.
Don't do that. No, don't.
I'll give out Ben's address online
I would
if
really
anybody
appreciate you not
DMs
do
me.
that. We all have access to the DMs. Any last minute thoughts? Anything else to add?
I am so ready for baseball to start in the regular season baseball.
Baseball.
Yeah, you've listened to all of us talk all off season, and we appreciate it. And let's talk some real baseball.
Go Giants.
Go Tigers.
Go Braves.
Go Tigers.
Twins, let's just do something.
Twins are just here to have fun. All right, we'll talk to you in a few weeks. Hope to see you at Urban Forage. Play the game, love the game. We'll see you then.